Right. So, right, guys. So very happy to welcome James into a case study interview. One of the first ones we're doing with the case study interviews, but we will see a lot more because there's a lot more people who have had incredible results in short time. And we're really going to start showcasing that, especially for platforms like this, for YouTube. So James is a mindset and performance coach. He is the owner of the Ultimate Body and Mind. And we've been working together probably about just over kind of 5 weeks now, James, right?
That's great. Yeah. Yep.
Awesome. So just give us a little bit of a snapshot in terms of exactly kind of what your life and business was like kind of before we started working together, please, mate.
I think the easiest way to describe it is like walking through the woods with like blindfold on. I think that's probably the easiest analogy to use. Like I knew what I had to do, but I just didn't really have a guide to help me through like the overload and overwhelm of trying to juggle it all myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's that's it. That's literally it. Yeah.
And it's funny because like there's so many people in your situation, right, where they know that they have what they need from a skill set perspective, but it's not that you don't have what you need to succeed. It's around the clarity and direction, right? And I think that's kind of the big thing that we worked on. So um specifically when it comes to kind of the challenge that you were facing on a deeper level, right? So you felt a bit lost, you felt a bit stuck. Where was it specifically that you felt stuck in?
Um, I think with me, obviously, because obviously I've been an online coach and an online PT, online coach for like about 2.5 years. Like prior to that, obviously, it was due to a rebrand, which is obviously the ultimate reason why I got in touch with you. I think it was just I spent a lot of time out of work due to like personal situation, and I think that I had a little bit of imposter syndrome. I had a little bit of because I'd been out there at the game, so to speak, that it was almost like, am I still worth it? So I think there was a lot of like stumbling blocks and limiting beliefs that I didn't even know that I had until I'd started the rebrand and start. I'm very good talking to camera about everything, but it's like when it got down to the nitty gritty parts of like producing the offer, like content. I think it was just like oh my god, I don't know what to do. I
Mm,
need this more than ever, but I don't know what to do. So it was kind of like this duality that I had is like I need to get it done, but I don't know how to do it. I think
yeah.
that's probably what it was.
And I know like most people in this situation as well, like it's a catch 22, right? It's like I really need to make this work, but then I might not have the resources available to me to get the support that I need. And I know that kind of we've been speaking on and off for a few months. What do you think it was kind of, or like describe the point of where I was like, right, I have to do it now. Like something has to change. But why did it get to that point? And then what was that catalyst?
I think the thing with me, and I'm happy to share it. Obviously, like I was close to the 5K mark in my previous business, and obviously then I life kind of changed, and I had to remove myself from a situation I was in, and then having to start up with what I was doing. I was working two jobs as a takeaway delivery driver to earn enough money to pay my rent and like fund my life. And I think it was just no disrespect to that kind of job, but I know that I want more out of my life. And I think without taking that plunge and without getting the money to invest with you, nothing would have changed. I think that's what it was. It was just like that saying of like the need to change was greater than the need to stay the same. And
Mm.
I needed to do something to to shift like the mindset that I was in and the actions that I was doing. And obviously the only way to do that was to invest in you. That's it.
And I think the people listening to this and watching this could really resonate with that because the entrepreneurial journey is so up and down, right? I've been there so many times, and it was like, especially in the first sort of 2.5 years before it really got off the ground, and even after, it kind of, I like made it, it was still just as up and down in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And that's part and parcel of it, right? I think the key kind of thing for you is that this willingness to say, "Do you know what, I'm still going to go, right? I know this is what I'm born to do. I know this is my calling. I know this is what I'm put here to do, right?" Which is a really big thing for the success of any of these businesses, right? You have to be so aligned to what you're doing and where you're going. So tell us about that. Like, tell us how things have kind of gone from kind of that misalignment that you've been feeling to kind of where you're at now, because I know that's kind of a big thing that we've worked on with you to really, not just from your offer, but again, from an identity standpoint as well. So if you could just share about that, that would be awesome, man.
Um, I don't. I think because people don't know me, and people don't know exactly what I do. But I don't think I can put it into words about how much it's changed. Like me, even away from work, I think just to know that you are so aligned with what you're doing, like how I speak about what I do now, whereas before it was like, yeah, like I'm obviously I used to class myself as the mental health PT, and I knew and I know there's still so much of a stigma attached to it. So when I went to networking events and I spoke about what I used to do, it was kind of like like I'm waiting for the negative connotations attached to it. Whereas obviously now it's like bang bang bang. Like I run like my own like high performance coaching business called the Ultimate Body and Mind. Like I help guys step into who they want to become, and it's just like I just reel it off, and I just feel I'm so much more confident about what I do. And I think that's the big thing. I'll happily shout about it, like about Ryan. Like if you have an idea of what you want to achieve, Ryan able to he like puts it onto paper and he creates an offer for you that is so aligned with like who you are as a person and like your identity that, like I said, it transcends even just in like the working environment. It helps who you are as a person as well. And yeah, I say like loads of people have noticed the difference in me. I know my parents are biased, but even like when they ask me questions about what I'm doing now, it's like they're like, Christ, there's a difference in you. So yeah, I think that's yeah, the change has been I say in a short amount of time, it's been incredible. So
I'd love to hear that, mate. It's so
yeah,
beautiful to hear, man. And I see it, right? And like, that's even when one of the things that I see is I see people's potentials very well, right? And that's kind of a big theme inside the Freedom Career Academy, right? Around like it's not just about business, right? Business is
mm.
something that is kind of the outcome, but we work very much internally with the identity stuff. So tell the guys kind of what it was like when we started working together. Like, what was your experience? Like when you signed up, like what was your experience and what it was like to work with me?
Obviously, like I worked with other coaches. I worked with like two others, and like I felt like you got supported before, and there were like resources available. But I don't think you don't have that one to one. It's like you're working at your laptop and you've got Ryan over your shoulder, like, oh, you could do that, you could do this, you could do that. You've constantly got someone that is almost he takes such a vested interest in who you are and what you want to achieve. Yeah, it's almost like as long as you give him the input, he gives you like the output. I think as you if you can tell him exactly like who you are, like what you want to achieve and who you want to become, he creates the roadmap for it. Obviously, like yeah, we did like a couple of hours, didn't we? Like going through the offer, like who am I? Like obviously my target audience. I kind of had an idea of who my avatar was, but it's like you then run with my idea and add your expertise onto it and give it legs. So yeah, I think even just within the first like couple of sessions, it all just started to take shape.
Amazing. And I think that's kind of the potency of the work, right? I think as soon as you come in, it's like we know what we need to do. We need to get your offer fixed up. There's a process to what that offer is. And I know that we went deep very quickly and we just got what we needed to do as fast as we could to get you out the gates. And that's kind of the joy around like a mentorship community where it is like I'm in your corner. And that, I'm glad that you feel that, right? Because that's kind of how I want it to be. I do say that it isn't this kind of guru kind of student kind of vibe. It's like we're all in it together, right? I'm going to
Yeah,
give you skills that you don't have. I'm not going to teach you how to be a better. I'm not. My job is not to teach you how to be a better coach, even though we can do that. My job is to help the world realize that and help you
yeah.
align to that, so you can showcase who you are to the world. So, what was kind of the first big win that we have when we were working together, and when you kind of realized like wow, like this works?
Um, First win. Again, I think the first win just came within myself. I think just that feeling of like empowerment, like that kind of feeling of I should have always been doing this. Um, but obviously you need to go through the learning curve of trying something, like some elements work, some don't, and then trying to like reshape it and improve it. And obviously I think so it was the it was like a sense of like being proud, I think, of like I think when we finished that offer and like I'm reading it back and then like trying to come up with like content ideas off the back of it, it was almost like I had like content ideas just flowing from it. It was just like bloody hell, like this is like if I was looking at that offer, like I'd want to sign up. I think that was
That's
kind
it.
of like yeah. I think that's like you know you're onto something good. It's like and obviously you're biased and stuff when you look at it and go, that's actually really cool. Like I would, if I was in the market for that, I'd definitely reach out. I definitely want to know more. And I think that's when you know that you're onto something that is you're onto a winner. I think when you're proud of something that you've produced and this is your program that you're going to run with. I think you've just got that. Yeah, it was like
That's the
uh,
magic, right?
yeah,
That's the
it
magic.
is.
And that's when we can deeply connect to ourselves and who we're trying to serve. Because again, like even kind of what we help the guys with yourself around feeling proud of showing up as a man that they're proud of, right? It's the embodiment of that. And then when you can
Mm,
embody that within yourself and feel that, being able to communicate that is much, much easier because you can actually, you're there, you're feeling it, you're embodied in that, and then you communicate from that place, right? Um,
100%.
that's amazing, man. And kind of think, what was it? It was our first call, first client, wasn't it? I think that was right. We put one call and
Yeah,
closed a client.
yeah, yeah. And again, it was like I don't know. It's just I think the reason why I'm so much more confident about what I do is that I'm not when I get on calls. And again, I'm happy to say that that's an improvement. I need to speak to more people, but I know that when I get on calls at the minute, like I closed, I didn't close him straight away, but I closed him for the 27th of the month, like yesterday. So I've got another client yesterday, and I think like as soon as I get on a call, like I don't know, like whereas before I was so desperate. Like, oh my God, I've got
Mm,
someone on a call. I'm just gonna whatever they need, and if they can't afford it, I'll just get them on board. And it's like looking back at it now that it's such a detriment to who you are as a person. Like you're underselling yourself, and like the value that you're giving to that client isn't good either because they don't see the value in what you do because you either haven't sold it well enough or you haven't packaged it out well enough for them to go, I've not got the money for that. Um,
mm,
and it's just like, yeah, I let people talk and you kind of like I'm in charge. I think that's it. I'm in charge of it because I know what I've got is good and I don't detract with like the price isn't if the price is the price. I can I can offer potentially like more resources as value, but the price is the price. And obviously we had a chat the other week and I turned down like two people that were making it a lot more about price rather than like the value of what you're going to get out of it. It mitigates the price increase compared to someone else. But yeah, like I think it's just I just feel so much more confident on the phone that I know what I think when you know you're working on something that you are so proud of, you don't want to give it away to people for free. You don't want to give people like within reason. You can juggle things around, but when it's going to detract from your business and you as a person and the person that's like masterminded all this, I think that's where you know that you're onto something special that you don't let people take the mic.
100%, man. Like knowing, like again, like everything we do is around attracting and signing dream aligned clients, right? And if they're not aligned, they don't belong in this other program. That's it. And having that
Mm,
abundant mentality and abundant mindset of and honoring yourself, right? And honoring your value and honoring your container, because the container is important. Protecting the container is important. And that was a massive. I know that we had a big celebration in the community around you actually telling someone to fuck off, which is
yeah,
really which
yeah,
is really
exactly.
fun, which is really cool, right? So that's
Yeah.
awesome, man. Look, thank you so much for sharing this. And look, now you've kind of had this success, what are you excited about next? Like what can the world expect to see from you next?
The next thing, okay, there's multiple things I'm working on. I mean, obviously, I've got a Black Friday offer that's going to be launched. Obviously, I'm looking at as well as the Ultimate Body and Mind. I've got potentially like corporate world and the football world to dip into to share like my lived experience. And I think ultimately it's just to scale it up, bring other coaches on board, um, potentially bring like a female coach on board, and then create the ultimate woman as well, to cater to everyone. So um, yeah, I just think at the minute I'm realistic enough to know that I don't want to be scaling it too quick because I won't have the systems and the time to do it properly. I think just to be able to steadily increase it over time, to be able to create, like we said, like that financial freedom, whereby I don't have to worry about things, and yeah, I think it's just that, just to constantly progress, just to constantly work my way up the ladder.
Yeah, man. This is it, right? We're playing a big game, right? Everyone inside of the Freedom Credit Academy is impact driven, unapologetically going after their income goals, but actually grounded in service, and grounded in impact, grounded in alignment, and grounded in actually serving people in a way that allows you to show up fully, right? So thank you so much, man. And I'd just like to kind of ask, is there any advice that you would give someone who is in the same situation as you were before the program that might be on the fence?
Obviously, I always know that the money is probably the biggest stumbling block when it comes to it. But obviously, off my own back, obviously, I got within what 2 weeks of signing up, I got my first sale, which pretty much covered my investment anyway. So I think it's obviously you look at it as that, as an investment. You don't look at it as money you have to pay out, because you will get it back if you have something good or you have an idea. Like Ryan will help you, like bring it to life and then put it on paper and then be able to market it and sell it. So I was in that exact position when it comes to like, I want to do it, but I don't think I can do it. I want to do it, I can't, don't think I can do it. And then eventually I bit the bullet, and there's been no regrets from me at all. So yeah, I know it's scary, but change only comes when you're out your comfort zone. So
Beautiful, man. Well, thank you so much. And if
I
you are
appreciate it.
watching this and you are kind of interested in potentially having a conversation about joining the Freedom Creator Academy, there'll be a link somewhere below. But if not, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.